Yeah, some more demons on me out here. I forgot some time. So we will continue here at Ezekiel 14:10. And they'll bear the punishment of their iniquities, and also those seeking that prophet or following those prophets shall also receive the same punishment of that prophet. 14:11, the house of Israel will no longer stray from thy, nor be polluted anymore with their transgressions, and they'll be thy people. Thy will be their source. 1 Corinthians 5:13, thy will judge those outside and expel the wicked from among you. 1 John 2:4, who says I know him, yet don't obey the commandments, is a liar. Romans 10:14, who don't believe or know, how will they call upon thy? Exactly. 10:15 through 21, 10:8, 10:7, 10:6, all blank. 10:5, Moses writes about the righteousness which is of the law, and those who do them will live by them. 10:4, Christ is the end of the law. Not the end, but the end, the fulfillment. For righteousness to everyone who knows him. Ecclesiasticus 22:13, talk not much with fools, go not with those void of understanding, and beware of them, unless you have troubles, and shall never be defiled with their foolishness or fooleries. Depart from them, and you'll find rest. Never be disquieted with madness. Exactly. 22:14, what's heavier than lead? Only a fool. 22:19 is blank. Or the 18? We'll have 22:19 right here. 22:19, prick the eye and it will cry. Prick the heart and it shows its knowledge or lack thereof. 22:26, if any evil happens to me, those who hear of it shall be aware of them. 22:27 is blank. Matthew, Ecclesiasticus. Matthew 22:29, you're in error because you know not scripture, nor the power of the Most High. 1 Timothy 1:13, though I once was a blasphemer and a persecutor, even a violent human, I was shown mercy, for I was ignorant. 1:12, I thank Christ Yahushua, for he is trustworthy, appointing me to the service. 1:11, that conforms to the gospels concerning the glory of the Most High, which thou hast entrusted to me. 1:9, the law was made not for the righteous, yet for the lawbreakers, the rebels, the ungodly, the sinner, unholy, etc. 1:10, and those of sexual immorality, homosexuality, slave traders, liars, perjurers, whatever else is contrary to sound doctrine. Nehemiah 13:18, thy brought evil upon you, or us, or you, even more for profaning the Sabbath. 13:19, when it began to be dark before the Sabbath, I commanded the gates to be closed and not to be opened till the end of it. Don't worry about it. Micah 5:8, the remnants of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many humans. 5:9, thy hand shall be lifted up against their adversaries, and all enemies will be cut off. Acts 13:21, then the people asked for a king, and he gave them Saul, son of Kish, tribe of Benjamin, who ruled 40 years. Micah 7:3, both hands are skilled in doing evil. The ruler demands gifts, and the judge accepts bribes, and the powerful dictates what they desire, and they all conspire together. 7:2, the faithful have been swept from the land. Not one upright person remains. Everyone lies in wait to shed blood, and they hunt each other with nets. John 3:12, I've spoken to you of earthly things, and you don't believe. How then will you believe if I speak of heavenly things? 12:49, whew, some poetry right there. I spoke on my own, yet what thy who sent me commanded me to say, all that I have spoken. Either I spoke them on or I haven't spoken them on. 1 Corinthians 7:33. The married are concerned about affairs of the world and how to please their spouse. 7:34. Their interests are divided. Unmarried are concerned about thy affairs only, devoted to thy both in the body and spirit. Married cares for the things of the world and pleasing their family. 7:35. I speak for your profit, not to trap you, yet what's comely, that you may attend to thy without distractions. Romans 10:10. And with your heart do you believe and are justified. With the lips you profess your faith and are saved. Nehemiah 9:2. The seed of Israel separated from all the strangers and confessed their sins and iniquities of their fathers. 9:13. Thy came down on the Mount Sinai and gave right judgment, true laws, and good statutes and commandments. 9:14 blank. 9:16 your fathers dealt proudly and hardened their hearts or necks and hearts not to follow thy commands. 9:17 refused to obey, neither were mindful of thy wonders that thy did among them, and hardened their hearts, chose captains to return to bondage. Exodus 5:1. Thy said, let my people go, so that they may go and offer to me in the wilderness. Wisdom of Suleiman 7:17. Thou hast given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely, to know how the world was made, also the operations and functions of the elements. 7:18, 7:19, and 7:20 are blank. Exodus 16:28. I asked Moses, how long will you refuse to keep my commands and my instructions? Matthew 20:21. What do you want? She asked, grant me thy sons, or grant my sons to sit at your right and left hand in the kingdom. 20:22. You don't know what you're asking. Are you able to drink of the cup I'm about to drink? They said, they said that they were able. 20:23, Yahushua said, you'll indeed drink of the cup, yet sit at my sides isn't for me to grant. These positions belong to those whom thy has prepared. But if you want to drink, go ahead, drink from the cup. 20:24, and when the 10 heard this, they were displeased with the two brothers. 20:25, Yahushua called them together, saying, you know the rulers of the Gentiles, Lord is over them. Well, the king of the Gentiles rules over them. And the officials flaunt their authority over those under them. Ezekiel 3:18. That's already. So he said, oh, you can drink from it, but still, what you asked for, I can't give you because it's not mine to give. So but you want to be a part of that world, so enjoy this cup. Ezekiel 3:18. When I say to the wicked, you'll surely die, yet you give them not warning, nor warn them to save from the wicked ways. They'll die, yet their blood will be upon your hands. Romans 3:21. Apart from the law, the righteousness of thy has made known, to which the law and the prophets testify. John 7:19. Didn't Moses give you the law? Yet none of you carries out the law. Why then do you seek to kill me? Daniel 9:11. All Israel transgressed thy law, and the curses have been poured out on Israel, along with the oath which is written in the law of Moses. Ezekiel 5:6 and Jeremiah 16:11 are blank. Ezekiel 20:21. The children rebelled against the Most High. Jeremiah 25:5. Turn now from your evil ways and deeds. 11:8. In the stubbornness of their hearts, the reasons for the reasons for the curses of the law that are now upon them. Acts 7:57. They cried out and covered their ears and rushed him at one time, or at once. Ecclesiasticus 27:2. As a nail sticks between joining stone, so is sin between buying and selling. 27:3, unless one holds fast to the Most High, his house will be overthrown. And then Baruch 3:8, I believe, basically repeats Jeremiah 11:8. Proverbs 22:7, the rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is a slave to their lender. 22:10, drive out the mockers, and strife will leave you, and quarrels and insults will end. 22:16, one who oppresses the poor to become rich, one who gives gift to the rich, both will come to poverty. 22:17, give ear to the wise and apply your heart to what they teach. 22:22, don't exploit the poor just because they're poor, nor crush or persecute the needy in court. 22:23 through 24, blank. Zechariah 5:3, this is the curse of the land. Thieves and false witnesses will be banished. 2nd Esdras 16:34, in the wars their husbands will be destroyed and will also perish of famine. 2nd Esdras, 16:37, the plagues draw near and there is no lacking of them. 16:39, the plagues will cover the earth and sorrow all over, and I believe this one has 3 stars. 16:40, my people make ready for the battle, and those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth, ready to move out if need be, I believe. 16:42, and those having merchandise won't profit by it. Who builds a house won't dwell in it. 16:45, and those who labor shall labor in vain. 15:59, you as unhappy shalt come through the sea. So you as the unhappy shall come through the sea and receiving plagues again. 15:58, and those in the mountains will die of hunger, eating their own flesh and drinking their own blood, for lack of bread and water. 15:60, and they'll rush the idol city, shall destroy some portions of the land, and shall return to Babylon that was destroyed. 15:45, and those who remain under her shall do service unto them that have put her in fear. 16:45, Asia that partakes of hope of Babylon. Ezekiel 36:33, in that cycle I shall have cleansed you, and from all your transgressions and iniquities. 26:35, the land that was desolate shall become as the Garden of Eden. 26:36 through 37, the heathen will then know and see that what I have done for you. Israel will inquire of thy, and thy will do what they ask, and will increase in men in them. Jeremiah 49:15, I'll make you small among the heathens, and you'll be despised by them. Zechariah 9:3 through 4, Tyrus built strongholds and gathered silver like dust. Thy will cast her out and smite her power in the sea, and will be devoured with fire. Deuteronomy 4:5, I taught you statutes and judgments to do them wherever you dwell. 4:6, this is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations. Matthew 23:28, outwardly you appear righteous, yet within you're full of hypocrisy and iniquity. Jeremiah 17:10, thy test their hearts, given what they've earned. Ecclesiasticus 10:30, go not after your lust, yet refrain yourselves from the appetite. 10:29, and those of understanding in sayings became also wise themselves, and poured out exquisite parables. 2nd Esdras 7:49, what profit us if we are promised to be immortal, yet we do the works that brings death. 7:50, promise of everlasting hope, yet we are wicked and make it in vain. 7:55, the faces of them who practice abstinence, there it is, the faces of them that practice abstinence shall shine above the stars, yet their faces shall be blacker than the blackness, or the others blacker than the blackest. 756. For they've lived and committed iniquity, considered not that we should begin to suffer for it this life and hereafter. Well, in the afterlife or in death, whatever. 755. This is the condition of the battle which humans that are born upon the earth must fight. 755. If you be overcome, shall suffer what was just said, and yet if they get victory, shall be. Yeah, got a bunch of sickness in me. See, start getting retarded and shit. If you be overcome, you shall suffer what was just said, yet if you have the victory, you shall get the blessings. Oh, God. 759. For this is the life of Moses, or this is the life that Moses spoke of, saying, choose this life and live. 760. Yet they believed him not, nor the prophets after him, nor myself, who has spoken to them. 761. To take away heaviness of destruction, bringing joy to those who are persecuted or persuaded to salvation. 762. Thy is merciful, having mercy upon them who haven't yet come into the world. 763. I believe these two have stars on them. Upon those that turn to thy law. So having mercy. Yeah, I guess having mercy upon those turn to the law. 767. If thy weren't to multiply its mercies, the world wouldn't continue with them who will inherit the earth after. 768 through 70. Blank. Ezekiel 18:30 through 32. Turn from your offenses and get a new heart / spirit. Thy takes no pleasure in the death of anyone, but I do. Romans 15:4. Hilarious. Those of the past that are written is to teach us, or those things of the past were written. Isaiah 39:7. Thy children who give birth to shall they take away, and they'll be eunuchs in the palace of the king of Babylon. 39:8. Hezekiah said to Isaiah, good is the word of thy, for there'll be truth and peace in my days, or cycles. 56:1. Keep my judgments and do justice, for my salvation is near, and thy righteousness will also be rewarded. 64:1. That you'd rent the heavens, that died come down on the mountains, that might flow down at thy presence. 64:2. As when the melting fire burns, fire causes the waters to boil, and make thy presence known to the adversaries, that the nations tremble at thy being. 2 Peter 2:22. Yet it is happened unto them according to the true proverb, the dog returned to its own vomit. 3:5. For this they willingly remain ignorant, that by the word of thy old world was perished by water. 3:13. Yet according to thy promise, look forward to the new earth where righteousness dwells. 3:17. Knowing before it comes to pass, be aware unless you're led away with the errors of the wicked.